Think we're live. All right. This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories here today with King Smarty, also known as Sananda Galactic. Hey, King, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's good. That's good.
Very excited to hear from you again.
Oh yeah, everybody was everybody was in the comment section talking about where you at? Where you at?
Yeah, yeah. I know. And I got messages, when are you going live? And I'm like, I don't know. It's always like a surprise and it's always good.
Well, and that is the case. It's always when daddy wants it to be, never on my time.
Yep.
If it was up to me, I'd do it all day long because I enjoy this shit. I enjoy talking shit and then watching the shit happen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Who don't enjoy that?
Yeah. Well, it seems like you've had a lot going on the past couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, birthdays, visitors, you name it, it was happening.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome though.
It's a lot of good things happening across the board. A lot of good things. Everything that I told you guys was happening. It might have been a day or two early, or a week or two early, or late, if you would. However, it is happening, just like I say, just like Daddy tells me to say. Y'all get that part, right? Daddy's the one telling me to say this shit. So if Daddy's telling me to evaporate certain people, then they get evaporated. So it's not Smarty. If it was up to Smarty, Smarty would have evaporated them a long time ago. Long time. And not only that, not only evaporated it, but also teleported in everybody's living room and put blocks of gold on your kitchen tables and shit. So, so it ain't up to me. It's up to Daddy.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, well, I've tried it. That's why I'm saying.
Starting at my house, of course. Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool. That's cool.
Not
So,
not to mention we're getting over a little flu that keeps reoccurring.
yeah,
So it's all good. Everything's happening for a reason, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't end up in Alabama the way we wanted to.
right.
Is that video out, by the way?
Well, no. Okay, so we had rescue fruits and vegetables in Birmingham last Monday, this last Monday.
All right.
And everyone was sick, so no one physically went. We did it via Zoom. Although there were like over 20 people physically there, they had tornado warnings, they had severe weather, all sorts of stuff. There was a lot of attacks going on that day. They didn't want us to have that event.
Not at
So
all.
we just put some pictures out on YouTube. I think it was last night. And
Okay.
that's as far as we've gotten. And we'll be working on that again on the 15th forward. But we're taking a little break between now and the 15th.
All
So
right. Well, I'm just double checking because I'm sure
yeah.
everybody else wanted to know too.
Yeah, highly successful event. The
Yes.
people were really excited with what we had to say. Now, you see the latest video that we put out, I think it was Monday afternoon it went out. That gives the overview of what we're doing,
Yep.
basically, and we're going to be expanding worldwide. So this is a huge project.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, it met with great reception. It's just it's a little bit, it's hard to organize a worldwide project, so we're doing it systematically.
Yeah, yeah, and with all the attacks, I'm sure
Yeah,
those of you guys that know what we all deal with on a daily basis had to deal with because of
yeah.
how huge, something like that's going to be, something like Move is going to be.
Right.
All of a sudden, I feel like coughing. What the hell is going on?
Well,
Good Lord.
it was so huge that they created tornadoes and all sorts of severe rains, trees down, all sorts of crazy stuff.
Right.
It did delay our meeting substantially, and of course, like I said, our group couldn't go, but we still had it.
Yep. 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 Everybody that was there, they loved it.
Yeah,
Pastor gave them food and
yeah,
he even told us they stayed after a while just to
yeah.
ask questions, and he's got everything at that church. Everything.
They were very generous with our group, and
Yep.
you know, and I really appreciate that. But they made it easy for what we did.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. It was the same place where we had to help someone today
someone
event
today. Yeah,
In Birmingham. So
yeah.
it was good. It was good. All right, let's get back to work.
Okay, well, that was a great event, and we're going to have many more upcoming. We're going to have two Help Someone Todays in Puerto Rico in May, the 3rd and the 4th, and we're working on them as well. And we'll do whatever is next. I'm sure there's a lot of projects coming down the pike.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
Everywhere. Everywhere.
yep.
All right.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Well, do you want to start with Q&A, or do you have anything you want to start with?
Yeah, let's go with Q&A, and then whatever Daddy tells me to spill, I'll spill.
Okay. So, about a week ago, you put several posts out regarding the Ark of the Covenant. And, you know, most of us know it from Indiana Jones, part one. But can you tell us what is the Ark of the Covenant, where it is? And you said that only you can open it. So there's got to be booby traps in it. Can you tell us what the significance of that is?
Well, there's special. It's kind of like a time telling, looking glass type thing.
Oh,
There's also tablets in it that show you future events of past events. There's like it's kind of like a briefcase, a modern day briefcase where you open it up and then you got all these little different things in it. But there's more advanced than that, if you would. Looking glass device, histories and bloodlines and all that stuff in there. And the reason why no one has been able to get near it is because the angelics and the different forces that are protecting it will evaporate people. So that's what they've been experiencing.
ah,
And those of us, or should I say myself, can't be evaporated. So I'm the only one that can touch physically open it.
okay.
And that's because of the energy that I have in itself, in myself.
Okay.
So once we get to that point, we will be retrieving it and we will be opening it, and I will show you exactly what I've just explained.
Okay. Who created this?
It was ancient builder race who created it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh. Okay. So that is going to be something we want to keep our eye on. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I've tried to tell you guys that the Earth is baby compared to the rest of the universe. And Dad formed it pretty much instantly. So um, there's so many cool things that the humans have been lied about. However, there is some truth to some of the biblical books. Just like there's a lot of lies in it, there's more truth in it.
Right.
And of course, they twisted it too to make you think that Armageddon is happening and Gog and Magog and all this other bullshit, which is just that bullshit. It's just dark people thinking that they can rewrite biblical books and then play it out. So, that being said, they're all being exposed, and nothing that they've planned will happen because Dad is the ultimate planner, and you can't beat him. Last time I checked.
Awesome. Awesome.
So it's a lot. It's a lot.
We had talked just in casual conversation a while ago about the emerald tablets. Okay, so and you basically said, and just like crystal skulls, okay, they somehow hold memory. The emerald tablets hold memories, the
They
crystal
do.
skulls hold memories. Is that correct?
That is correct. And
Yeah.
Thoth is the owner of that tablet, and he is also still around. He's actually helping, participating because of all the lies that were told about him. The beak god type thingy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so he's still around, and I told you guys this multiple times. So, um, a lot of the different entities that you think were bad were good guys, and vice versa. Even when I say things like Lucifer has been redeemed, and all of the people that are following him don't even know what the fuck they're doing because they don't. They've all been lied to. So imagine somebody that you thought was your master comes along and takes you out because you weren't doing what he actually taught. Oh, did you think about that?
Now, when you say redeemed, though, do you mean Pebble Valley, or do you mean he's on the good side?
I mean, you're on the good side, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. So that's
okay.
why I say things like, the cabal don't even realize what the fuck they've been doing themselves.
Okay.
They've been doing things thinking that they're serving one god or one master or one entity, and it's nothing but reptilians that mind wiped or mind fucked all of y'all, and y'all
Yeah.
all doing bad shit, not realizing that you're serving one entity,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the entity that you're serving, y'all don't know exactly who y'all serving. Y'all just following orders because of that pyramid chain, right? So you got the top guy giving orders to the lower levels, and then lower levels, and then lower levels, and then all you got is a fucking bunch of fucking minions who don't know what the fuck which way's up.
Wow. I, every time we talk, I just realize how much deeper there is to, how much more there is to know. We've been lied to so much. Everything is twisted up, everything is convoluted. We don't know what's the real truth and what isn't, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. So I talked with Anthony several times last week, and everyone loved his videos and loved him. And I just wanted to ask about a few things that he said. I don't want to like disrespect anyone, but he said that the Illuminati, they were actually good. I mean, I'm really simplifying what he said, but
Yeah.
is it so? Can you clarify that?
Well, just like all the other things I've told you guys about, all the other races, you got good and bad in each group.
Yeah.
Just like they were Masons that were legitimately good because of who created them, which was I think Saint Germain. Saint Germain was one of the ones that helped form that, and then all of a sudden it's got compromised. So that's the same thing with the Illuminati, the Chuminati, whatever the fuck you want to call them. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what group of what group these individuals names, or what should I say, what names these groups had,
Right.
because that's irrelevant right now. The only group that's straight up of the light is source directives, and those of us that are on source directives, which is nothing but God's plan, the one and only living, loving creator, right? Not the one in the Bible who destroyed this and destroyed that, because daddy didn't do none of that shit. Daddy didn't let no flood. Actually, he let it. But he didn't. He's not the one that did the flood. He's not the one that turned people into salt pillars because of all of the shit that they did. You're talking about beings like myself that had all types of powers and abilities, did all this shit to other beings, right? That's all you're talking about. Dad allowed it to happen, because if he didn't allow certain things to happen, then we wouldn't get to the point where we're at right now, which is the last cycle of all this shit. So again, Dad is all loving. We are the ones that are, hurting each other. Okay, including me. Like, I'm hurting the dark forces. I'm whooping their asses. So so um it's a dark thing that I'm doing when I'm killing them, literally evaporating. That's what it is. You're extinguishing a life force and then sending it back to dad. So um some say that's good, some say that's bad. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my French.
Well, you're doing, we'll say a negative thing, but for the right reason. And this is what you've been directed to do. Like this is your job, part of it.
Right, right. And that's what the whole source directives is all about.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why it doesn't matter what group was good and what group was bad. You got groups like TLS and all these other groups claiming that they're doing good, but nobody's really seeing what y'all doing. Then you got me and the Jedis, just regular folks from their couches healing and doing things in the open because we're not afraid. This is our source directives to openly do and say the shit that we're doing, the shit that I'm saying. I'm not afraid of anything, of anyone. Just yesterday, Dad told us about three little agencies trying to pin something on me. Okay, oh, what are you gonna pin on me? Last time I checked, frequencies aren't illegal, and there's no way to stop them. So that's the only thing I'm doing: selling frequencies, selling pendants that have healing frequencies, and it's not illegal, by the way. So, what are you trying to pin on me? It's not going to work. It never does. You know that little part where it says, um, um, how's it go? Daddy fights your battles or God fights your battles. Well, he does fight my battles, and he also sends me to fight my own battles. Did you understand what the shit? Did you understand what that meant? You really think I give a fuck about upsetting people in the area? No, y'all already done tried everything. You know what I'm saying? Y'all accuse me of child abuse. Y'all accuse me of all the shit that the cabal's doing. So it's not happening. None of it's happening.
Projection. Yeah, they're projecting.
There's no evidence of any of that shit. So, good luck. Meanwhile, you got plenty of evidence of lawyers and doctors and all the shit,
politicians
raping and pillaging and stealing and taking people's homes from them under the guise of property taxes and bamboozling people into believing you have to pay income tax when it's voluntary. You have plenty of evidence of that shit, not to mention all of the other guys that are being apprehended for child molestation. Some of them are killing themselves because they don't want to go to jail, no matter what, you're all going to pay. Every single one of y'all sick, perverted motherfuckers.
Agreed.
There's no way out. There's a lot of good guys out there, and they're pissed because they realize that they've been bamboozled. You got an entire army that's been bamboozled into believing they were fighting wars for the good cause, and only to find out they were fighting wars to fill up some people's pockets. Right? Not to mention now they have a bunch of satanic individuals fighting the wars because the real good guys don't want to be a part of it. So the satanic ones are the ones volunteering to do it, going rogue. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening. Yeah, another thing that's happening is you got two different battlefields. You got the good guys doing good things, and then you got the same guys using the same images doing bad things. Which is why you see things like Trump siding with Palestinians, saying that he's not going to send them out of there, and then you got Palestinians being bombed the next day. What the fuck is going on? Did I just wake up in a time loop or some shit? Right? So that's what's been happening, which is also coming to an end. There was a saying, or there is a saying, he who holds the gold make the rules. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not no Trump card. It's not no fucking Trump card. It's me. I can change anything into gold with frequencies. Literally. So you got 24 hours to do the right thing. That's all the light forces. Actually, you got a little less than that because that was like 2 hours ago. Daddy said that. Let's go.
We are almost done waiting. Almost.
Yeah. So they're doing it, however, slowly than Daddy wants.
Right.
Because Daddy wanted it years ago. To be honest, he did, and he's been lenient with them. And a lot of the ones that are being evaporated and taken out as we speak now, from from then to this point is because he gave y'all choices that y'all should have made 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you didn't make them. Fast forward to this point, no questions asked. You're just getting evaporated.
Right.
And I know it's happening because I can see it's happening. Not only can I see it, I'm there and I even smell the shit coming out of them. Okay. So I'm not playing games. Daddy is not playing games. He wants this shit done. He wants the United States Treasury notes on Forex. He wants the fucking redemptions, redeeming. He wants all the assets paid. He wants it all done. All done. And there's evidence of everything I've been telling you guys. Evidence everywhere if you know where to look. Just yesterday, they posted the new bars on the debt clock. Okay? Everything that I said was happening, that shit just proved it. Boom! Oh, shit. A post like that would have got thousands of views. It barely got 100. Come on now. They are censoring until they can't. That's where we're going with it all.
The censorship is crazy. And we all know it's there and we kind of accept it, but I guess then the question is, what could we do?
Well, we're going to do exactly what Daddy wants us to do.
Yeah.
Continue to do what we're doing until it's so obvious that you can't, no matter what you do or say. What's going to happen is, no matter what y'all do or say, everybody's going to know you're full of shit because now they're seeing it. Holy shit, that's a big ass spacecraft. And who is that guy? Who are those guys? We'll be there getting cargo off, filming it, having a blast. Ships are everywhere. Who the fuck are those guys? You ain't gonna be able to stop that shit. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening. So congratulations, you stupid fuckers. You allowed that shit to catapult. Not to mention they're picking on Sophie left and right. So daddy don't like that. Right? The other day they took her breath from her, out of her sleep, took her breath from her. I had to snatch her up and calm her down. And a couple of days later, they're calling about her. The fuck? Now all of a sudden she's sick out of nowhere. Okay, you attacking daddy's little grandbaby? Thank you very much, because like I said, y'all catapulting this shit. Stupid fuckers.
Yeah.
You picking on the wrong little girl. She's built for it though. She's built for it. And another thing that happened, a couple of entities came to her last night, and her not realizing some of them were bad. So the bad ones came to hurt her, and that's why she's under the weather right now. However, she's learning, and daddy's showing her all this stuff. And she's only 2. So y'all fucked up. Y'all messed up.
She's going to be formidable when she gets her full powers and abilities and woof.
You want me to send Sophie over there?
No.
The angels have a hard time with her. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But anyway, a lot of good things are happening, and unfortunately, we are the target. Sophie, B, you, Jazz, myself. I'm the biggest target. They wish they could kill me. I mean, they want me so bad, but it's not happening. A lot of good things are happening. When people get evaporated, they remember it. They can feel the sting, and then we replace them. So we've been doing that lately. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure y'all saw where we evaporated all of the Trumps. and only brought back the real one and the ones that Daddy allowed because they were playing, you know, imposter, good ones though. So that shit like that happens for real. Shit like that happens for real. Um, there's a lot of things happen. There's a lot of things happening, and people are scared, and they should be. They should be very scared. By the way, your creator is allowing me to run around and pop the shit out of y'all. Y'all should be scared.
So with Trump, basically the real Trump was evaporated, so he remembers it. He was brought back, and that's a reminder to get it moving, right? Get
Yeah.
moving and grooving.
Yep. And they're all scared because they know it's happening.
Right. And
Meanwhile,
then 24 hours for them.
yeah, just today, Daddy gave all light forces 24 hours. And meanwhile, you got all these little agencies running around trying to pin shit on me, not knowing that this is very very serious and they're playing with their lives. So I mean, it's like I don't have to do nothing. I just have to sit here and follow orders. When your time is up, your time is up, and you should have been informed. And because of y'all doing the wrong thing anyway, knowingly, then you get what you get. You chose that. Y'all chose that. Remember that. Y'all chose that. Y'all chose to follow those orders. Y'all chose to do this. Y'all chose to pick on kids. Y'all chose to violate children. Y'all chose to eat them and kill them and drink their blood. Y'all chose that. Okay? I'm sure it didn't start that way. You probably got blackmailed because that's what they do.
Right.
They blackmailed y'all into that shit. But then when they had y'all chose to continue. Y'all did. So don't get mad at me for taking y'all out. Stupid. Stupid. But you got scared that they were gonna kill you or kill your kids? You should have did the right thing. You should have did the right thing. You should have said no, enough is enough. Whatever happens, happens. Y'all should have did that. However, y'all didn't. So whatever happens to y'all right now, y'all chose that. That's deep if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the people that were seeing basically laid off from the government, you had told us before, they're really already evaporated. Like they'll say 10,000 of these, 5,000 of these, so many of these. Those people are already gone, and that's just their way of explaining how they're gone.
Yes, most of them got evaporated, some got executed, and some will just live in poverty to watch all of this shit happen.
Okay.
All of the houses and all of the money that they had have been confiscated, and all of the houses are going back on the market. It's already proven.
Right.
Did you see? I know you saw the video. Did you see where it said recaptured wealth?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that shit looked like my D Blue wallet.
Yeah.
Super large numbers.
Yeah. I did notice that, and I smiled to myself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Now the good guys, the higher ups, the secret space program, and all these other guys, they know exactly what the fuck I am, or who I am, and what I am. On top of that, this morning, Dad had me appear to everybody and decree everything. This is what it is. This is who I am. This is what it is. This is what's going to get done. And you have no more options. You have no. Your opinions do not fucking matter. Do what the fuck Daddy wants you to do, or you're gone. That's where we're at with it. So yeah, they all know. They all know, and they don't even tell all of these other little folks in the area, which is why they're still running the fucking mouths and sending CPS and doing this and doing that and following us and telling Jazz that I'm getting myself in trouble because the bigger guys don't want them to know how real this shit is. Oh boy, it's getting ugly for y'all. Y'all chose it, remember? Y'all chose this shit.
So we had a question in the chat. We are going to be able to see them being evaporated, being punished or whatever, taken out eventually. Like, again, we're not told the truth through the news.
Right, right. And that's because there's still some news playing, you know, not some news playing, but there's some news that is still cabal. Then you got some news that is actually good guys trying to get the information out, not trying to say too much because of what it may cause. Where I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell y'all anyway because by me coming on here and telling y'all, and y'all with the method that I taught y'all years ago, y'all helping that shit manifest faster. So there's a method to the madness, if you would, which is not madness. It's just dad doing things by stages,
Right.
by stages. So it's over. It's pretty much over. It is over.
I think for the average person that doesn't have a clue, the plan has been trying to disrupt their lives as little as possible until it's time. Okay, so like they're going to have a rude awakening really soon if they don't know what's going on yet, if they're not recognizing it. But their lives have been, pretty normal, we'll say, since the pandemic. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and they still don't get it, which is a little shocking to me, but they're still living their material lives.
Well, that is true. However, dad chose for them to be here as well because eventually they will get with the program and they will do great things and they
Yeah.
will, they
Yeah.
will follow suit.
Okay.
I'm seeing it in my own family. I'm seeing it everywhere where people who thought we were crazy are now backing us and want to be a part of it because they realized they were wrong. And nothing has to be said. Like, okay, this, oh shit, oh shit. Okay, let's go. What do you want me to do? So everyone serves a purpose, including the people that came just to die. They all served a purpose, and the purpose was to change this reality and bring it back to where dad wants it to be. So all of the loved ones, I just lost one of my favorite aunts just passed away 2 days ago. And it was painful. And like I said, she was one of my favorites. She always looked after me. She always cooked for me. Every time I got in trouble with my mom or dad, she was the one that was there for me, right? And now I'm making sure her funeral arrangements and all that's taken care of. Which if I would have never been in the position I'm in now, I would have never been able to do that.
Right.
That being said, she had a purpose, and her purpose was for me to see that they were good people, good, loving, caring people that meant well for everyone. She was one of those. And even my own father, he was good-hearted man, and I learned from everything he's done and how he took care of people even to his dying day. He had people living in his house that he was taking care of and helping. So I learned from all that, and I also learned from their mistakes on what not to do. So everybody had a purpose, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
The people that passed away because of the thingy, they were here to show everybody else, whoa, something's wrong. Something is wrong. They are literally out here to kill us. Yeah. Not to mention the birth certificate stuff. All of the different things that's being exposed right now.
Right.
Everybody had a purpose so that all of you guys that get to stay here while we transform this beautiful place into a beautiful new reality, y'all got to stay here to watch it and help it and help manifest it. Whether you believe it or not, back in the day, you're witnessing it, you're seeing it. Unfortunately, a lot of the older generations were like that. I got to see it to believe it. My mom told me that shit all the time. I got to see it to believe it. I got to see it to believe it. Okay, well, now your asses are seeing it. My mom just told me to kiss her ass, by the way. So again, everybody has a purpose. So don't as far as us, the real enlightened ones, we know that things are changing. We see things are changing. We've been a part of the change. Now it's time for us to care for those that were lost because they're finding their way back home to daddy, to God, right? Because a lot of people still call him God, which is cool. A lot of people still call me Jesus, which is cool. However, they're going to find out that Jesus is really Sananda because all of the history and all of the evidence is going to show all that. They're going to see how it's all possible through reincarnation, energy transfers. All of this shit is coming out. Where, like I said years ago, I'm not even going to have to say nothing. They're going to know. Stop them, stop them, stop them, stop them.
Well, they're going to feel your energy when you walk into the room.
Yeah, yeah.
And
they're gonna know.
yeah, they might wonder about it if they don't know, but then they're going to figure it out.
That's where the stairs come in. What the fuck?
Deer in the headlight.
So yeah, it's exciting times. Things are happening. I was told the forex is happening. It should have happened, but it's supposed to be happening today. For those of you guys that are used to going on forex, go check it out. We do know that there is trillions being deleted from certain stocks and shit like that. This is all evidence of the United States Treasury notes. And when we get access, or should I say, when I'm supposed to go to the caves, all of the funds, all of the gold and everything that I own will go into all of the different things that are righteous, are good across the war, across the board. And because of my space force, everybody will not want to, get themselves in trouble because we are the top authority there is. And your ass will get dealt with super quickly. You thought the reptilians were a force to be reckoned with. They operated in fear and all that shit and made you do certain things. I'm not operating that way, although you should be scared because when we evaporate you, it's because you did something that was really, really bad and really, really dark. So that should keep everybody in check. Don't do bad shit and you don't have to worry about it. When I first came out and I first started healing everybody and doing all these miracles and wonders, and people were like, oh shit, this dude is for real. One of the first things that they would say is, should I be afraid of you, man? And you know what I would say to them, even at your event when you invited me to be guest speakers, they used to say, dude, should we be afraid of you, man? And I would say, are you molesting children? Hell no. Then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are you suppressing humanity? Are you hiding things? Are you, causing bodily harm and killing people and doing certain things to starve people? No, I'm not doing none of that stuff. Carry on. Straight up, right?
Yeah.
If you're not doing none of that shit, you don't have a problem. Those you guys that are doing everything right, everything correctly, do not have a problem. Y'all loving people, y'all loving beings, y'all what daddy made y'all to be. However, a lot of y'all been bamboozled and are suffering because you weren't told the truth from the beginning. If we all had the truth from the beginning, we would all be loving, caring, looking up, looking after one another, helping, healing, feeding, etc. Everything would be grand and fucking glorious, if you would, because we are now taking care of each other. We were, or we should have been taking care of each other, making sure everybody had The earth is humongous. There's plenty of space for everyone. Don't tell me that there's a fucking scarcity or there's a lack.
Right.
You can't fucking tell me that. Okay? You cannot tell me that. I mean, you can, but I'm not trying to hear that shit because I know you're full of shit. I don't believe it. I know you are. You put a seed in the ground. How many fruits or how many vegetables you get off of that one seed? And we are lacking things? No, don't think so. So all of that shit is changing. All of it has changed. Excuse me. My bad, Daddy. You see, he corrects me all the time.
Yeah.
It all changed. It changed. We're walking into it. That's where we're at. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. So yeah, even the property taxes, income taxes, debt forgiveness, all of that shit is happening right now. All of it. All of it.
Awesome. Awesome.
There is some accounts and some debt already wiped out. Go check on your debt. Go check on your credit score. Everything changed already. And if it hasn't happened for you, just wait. Just wait because it is. I'm telling y'all. I'm fucking telling y'all. Go ahead.
We have reports every once in a while, so and so's student loan debt or their car loan or whatever is paid off. And yeah, it doesn't happen across the board, it's just certain people. So I like what you're saying. Just wait and you'll have your turn.
That's all we gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Patiently wait and know. When you know that it's happening because of the training that you received, you're not only do you know it, you're manifesting it.
Yeah.
So don't let no doubt come in at all. Oh, that ain't happening. My shit's still the same. Just know it happens and then watch the miracles take place. Watch the full manifestations take place when you know and you feel that you are debt free, that you are financially free. When you know and you feel these things, because the greatest person ever living told you so, then shit happens.
Yep. Yep. So you had told us a few days, you had asked us about going to Wells Fargo. And a couple people went, I think, yesterday, and they didn't have great luck. But it's getting closer. You can feel it getting closer.
Yeah, the reason why we told that I was asking because they can see the screens pinging, they can see the currency pinging. The reason why they still haven't went or allowed the actual thing to process or even admit to it is because of the forex. So
Okay.
once you see it on forex, then boom, there's no way they can
Yeah.
say we're not doing it because it's
Yeah.
right fucking there.
And you said that should happen today sometime.
It should have already happened. Everybody go look,
Yeah.
post it, send that shit.
Okay.
You, I don't give a fuck about any of that, to be honest. I mean, I do. However, my wealth is beyond anybody's comprehension. That's why I never worry about things. I gave away all my currencies, right? So I don't care. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I'm not really worried about Forex or Dinar or Zim or none of that shit because I know my kingdom is being formed as we speak.
Right.
So, it's like
Yeah. Well, you know what's going to happen, and you see it happen. You see that it's happened.
right,
Yeah.
right. So many times I've walked it through and pushed it and forced it and reinforced it and did everything that I had to do to make it happen. I can see it
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. Daddy just showed us yachts and boats and all that stuff. Okay. He just showed us jets and everything. Okay. So he's showing us these things because they're here. They're happening. They're manifesting. They're walking into it. He's been showing me destiny and everything that I'm doing here before I got here. Everything, including the ships and all that, and right in the ocean here, the the Gulf of America, the Gulf of the Kingdom, right? All of that stuff. Portals. Before I came here, I told you I was coming here to open up portals, bring in all the light forces.
Right.
What are y'all witnessing right now? It's happening. Everything that I've told y'all, everything he told me to tell y'all, it's happening.
I had taken screenshots of that time you went down to the beach, and I put them together in a little tiny video, which is on this channel. If people want to see it, I should have recorded it, but I, was like, oh my God, stunned at watching that.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. There's people in the area filming things all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and film shit all day long. I got shit to do.
Yeah. The other day I was sitting in the parking lot and I saw a giant, big, 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 like cargo plane, real low. It was below tree line, flying through the town. And going so slow, there's no way it could have stayed up in the air. Well, I just smiled to myself because I knew what it was. That wasn't a plane, but it was disguised as a plane. So most people would just look up and say, "Oh, it's a plane," and not even think twice about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's just the way people are.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't have that ability or that sonar to
yeah,
throw energy at something and then wait for the response, or just ask daddy like, what is that, and he'll tell
yeah,
you.
yeah.
They don't have those. Well, they actually do, but they haven't found those, or should I say,
Ability. Yeah,
refound those abilities.
yeah, yeah,
But everybody has these abilities.
right.
Everybody's telepathic. Everybody's can sense and feel, and they know something is telling them shit. Well, that something is what you call dad, God, right? And your feelings and your feelings tell you the story of the person you're sitting next to. Your feelings and your gut instincts and all of that. Those are abilities, man. All of it's abilities. You just have to fine tune it and find somebody who will teach you to fine tune it. The Jedi method is the fastest thing that will get you there. Go to Source Directives YouTube channel. Just listen. You don't even have to fucking participate. Just listen. Because by listening, you're going to be activated.
Yeah,
No way around it.
yeah. And people have been trained out of believing themselves. Okay, everyone in society says, "Oh, that's not real. That's not blah blah blah. That's not this. That's not that." As you're a little kid, and then after a while, you just stop believing in what you're sensing, right?
Yeah, because you grew up and now you have to pay bills.
Yeah, and we're too busy. We're kept too busy with technology to even look around at things anymore. Yeah,
Yeah. And everybody wants fancy things. So now they're like worker ants
yeah,
working to pay for the things that they've got loans and shit for. So
yeah,
people are
exactly.
not taking their time to re-educate themselves and blah 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 blah. So
Right, right,
it's been a smorgasbord of dark entities against us so
right,
that we wouldn't reach our potential, so that y'all wouldn't reach your potential.
right.
Because I was born with this shit. I was born crazy. Okay.
All right.
One of my uncles is here, and he witnessed all the me being a genius and me um just doing smart things, and and he's validated some of the stuff that I've told people, and he'll tell you that it's true. They were saying that I can teach my other cousins and stuff like that. That's how smart I was. Um, I don't. I'm not lying about anything, no matter how crazy it is. I got the highest IQ on the planet right now. They'll tell you that it's not true. However, you can go look at documentation to prove it. Right? There was five of us at the time, and four of them are dead. Actually, three of them were dead, and one of them was taken on a secret space program. So anyway, there's so many things that I've had to experience, I had to endure, I had to learn, all the above. And some of the stuff I was born with, where something ain't right. I was just explaining to my uncle how the hologram stuff started when I was working with the quantum physicist who was teaching me the stuff. And I even told him that, he turned out to be a Luciferian, right? So, that being said, while I was working with him and working on the holograms and pendants and all that stuff, I knew that there was an easier way. So then I go to jail and I'm writing all this stuff down. And then when I come out of jail, boom, daddy says you could do this yourself. Just transfer the energy from A to B. Wait, what? Here's the kicker. If you look at the book that I have all these drawings in, there's no cords to any of my drawings. There's no attachments to any of my stuff. There's no wires, no nothing. So somewhere in here knew that that's what it was going to be. And all I did was make the actual product. And I thought there was going to be a sticker or some type of hologram in it. Turns out it's just energy. Boom, there it is. So that's just the way that daddy and my mind works. I'm doing things in advance, thousands and millions of years in advance. So I'm catching, people have to catch up to me. And at the same time, I'm here to help people like Moses West and Maxwell and Julian get to where they need to get, because when they're done, I'm going to say, hey guys, you like this shit, right? Check this out. And drop it like it's hot. That's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Awesome.
Very, very awesome.
It's going to be so amazing when they're all in one room together, talking about ideas, how they can work together, and they have the resources and the machinery and the equipment and the this and the that they need.
And it's going to be even more amazing that they can't be taken out like the Titanic and shit like that.
Yeah. Way amazing. Yeah.
That's what they've been doing. They've been eliminating all the great minds and all the great people that were sent here to, give us technology and help us live better, efficient lives.
Right.
I was just telling my uncle about Tesla. Look at Tesla. The real Tesla was powering everything in the ethers, and he also had the ability to turn light bulbs with his hands on, right? What the fuck do we have now? We have an AI who's making cars that you have to plug into a fucking house or a charger station, and they're charging you on top of that.
Yeah.
That's not Tesla technology, man. That's a fucking insult. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing and exposing all of it and then dropping it like it's hot. Taking over GM, taking over Apple, taking over every fucking thing. I've told y'all this was going to happen.
Awesome. Awesome.
This is so fucking great.
So great. So great.
Yeah. So, all right. Good.
All right. So I think it was last week you put out a post. McDonald's has contracts with over 100,000 hospitals in the US. So my thought process went like this. Oh my golly, those poor people are getting force-fed McDonald's, right? Oh, it's so bad. And I'm going down that road. And then the light bulb really went on, and I realized what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Body parts, bodies, whatever it might be, are coming from the hospitals to McDonald's. Okay. Then my question was, what about the funeral directors? They're in that club too.
They're all in the same gang, and they don't want you in the cemeteries.
Yeah.
They don't want you in the cemeteries. They would rather put you in the meat grinders as well. The cemeteries are overfull, and they don't want you to bury yourselves on your properties, because if you bury yourself on your property, then your property becomes yours permanently.
Yeah.
They don't want you to do any of that. So
Yeah.
no, let's go ahead and kill them and let's meat grind them, and then
Yeah.
let's serve them back to the rest of them. Disgusting shit. That's what they
Yeah.
do.
And even when they're cremated, okay, so we say a body is cremated, that's not the case. Okay. So the body is taken away and you're given a bag of false ashes. So how horrible is that? And we didn't know. We
Yeah,
didn't.
and then you got them openly confirming that that's what they do,
Yeah.
but
So
nobody still believes it.
yeah. So if anyone that's watching this is really eating McDonald's, think of it. You've got people with diseases, all sorts of medication in their system, all sorts of nasty stuff that's just going chalked into McDonald's burgers and other burgers, but yeah. Okay.
Disgusting.
Sorry. I wanted to bring that up to point that out to people because a lot of times we'll talk about McDonald's and people don't believe me. I don't get it. Okay. I saw a video myself. I don't think it was on your channel. It was a possessed woman. She had a demon entity in her. And she said that the shot, the past few years, was a doorway for demons to enter.
That's true. So are the pills. All the pharmaceutical pills. They put spells on all that shit before they give it to you.
Okay.
Just like the drugs, like the drug like heroin. That shit literally they call it the monkey on your back, but it's literally entities that get a hold of you and make you want it and want it and want it and want it and want it, and then you don't know that that's what the case is, and all of a sudden you're dead. So yes, it is true. The pharmaceuticals are gateways to other realms, and they're not good. So if they can give you a pill to make you drowsy, what does that do? That lowers your vibration. What have I been teaching y'all? Don't let your vibration get lowered,
Right.
because when you lower your vibration, all of the little entities will come on you like fucking flies on shit,
Right.
or whatever the case is.
Yeah. So same with alcohol, like that's why they call it spirits. It lowers your vibration.
Yeah,
And so if you go into like a bar or a nasty old, like a dive bar, let's just use that as an example. There's all sorts of negative entities, energies, all sorts of stuff in that place. You're walking to a place with really low energy. So like, so when we talk about keeping yourself clear, it's your environment as well as what you ingest or whatever. So
yeah,
that's really important to note.
yeah. That is very true. However, it's not. It doesn't do. It's not the same for everybody.
Yeah.
If you start off as a low vibrational creature, right, or being, my bad, because all of y'all not creatures, and you have a low vibrational day, and then you go into the club and you drink, your vibration gets even lower, and then entities can attach to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're a high vibrating person who's just going out to have a few drinks, and you know the
Right.
it
Dan.
doesn't affect you the same way it affects somebody else,
Right. Right.
because there's certain people that no matter what, their energy stays high.
Right.
So even though things like um, alcohol and pills and stuff like that lowers your vibration, some of us get fucking headaches where we don't even want to touch it. And that's what happens to certain pills, certain drinks, because of whoever is manufacturing those drinks. There's drinks that I won't even fucking touch because there's clearly something wrong with that shit.
Right. Right.
So when you're doing those and you're having a good time, just don't do it on a bad day.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, do it on a day where it's a real celebration, or it's a real party, or you're going out with a few friends to have a real good time. Don't go out on a shitty day, because then your shit will get lowered and you will get your ass kicked.
Yeah. And I guess what I'm thinking is like a lot of people go out to drink because they're lonely and they're depressed and, miserable and
Yeah, a lot of people do.
traumatized. So they go to these wrong places, wrong energy, they drink too much, and they get attachments and entities, and it just spirals down. So
Right.
that's really, I guess, the way I should have said it earlier.
No, that's all right
Yeah,
because the way you said it is why we're at this point. So it's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
Just keep your vibes high no matter what, and
yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yep.
You know, I am working on my own beverage, my own liquor, and it will give you the same effects, just not lower your vibration
Oh,
because
I
of the
love
energy.
that.
Yeah, because of the energy that we will put into it.
Yeah.
There's been times where a lot of people have went out after having my products and never had a hangover. I wonder why. Even when I first started using some of the products that I was using in the beginning,
Yeah.
I was losing weight and drinking all types of stuff, and my health was improving and everything when I
Yeah.
first started certain holograms.
Yeah.
So it's all in how you feel when you do things.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So that leads me into the next drug of sugar. So we talked about that a couple times before. Sugar is, well, acceptable in society, right? But it's one of the worst things we can ingest for our body in every respect, right?
it's worse than heroin. Yes.
Yeah. And so I just did a couple videos on Puerto Rico where they basically their main crop is sugar. And of course, they've decimated the whole island and the people of Puerto Rico, the land, etc. But they've sucked every drop of sugar out of that place. And it's just horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. We're cleaning all that stuff up. We're
Okay.
fixing it.
Good.
We're exposing it all.
Good.
That's what our mission is, to expose everything, let the
Yep.
people see what's been happening
Yep.
and change it.
Okay, good. Okay. We had a question from our last video about water. Okay, so we know from the work of Masaru Emoto that water holds frequencies. So it can either be positive or negative, okay? And we know that our bodies are mostly water, all right?
Right.
So it holds memory, basically. It has a memory.
Just
So
like
what
just like
properties?
you and your brain. Just like you and your brain. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, so maybe I'm not wording this right, but what properties of water allow it to do that? Like, what does that? Is it consciousness or what is it?
It's water is conscious, is living. We're all
Okay.
connected. So yeah.
Okay.
The water itself, that's why when you freeze it, it turns into a what?
Ice cube.
Crystal.
Okay, Crystal. Sorry.
No, you're right though.
Thinking of drinks.
Ice cube. It's an ice cube.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to turn water into different things. If you
Right.
put certain things in the water and you put sugar, it also creates crystals.
Right.
So
Right.
there's different things that water does, and water holds memory because it's living.
Right.
So is the body, which is why some of us need water.
Right.
The You can tell about certain people because of the way their vibration is, because the energy that they hold. Um, if certain people come around me and they get comfortable and they feel happy, they feel joy, it's because that let's just say that word love is
Yeah.
constantly on me.
It's resonate. They resonate with you.
No matter what, even if I'm
Yeah.
mad, even if
Yeah.
I'm pissed off
Yeah.
at somebody, right?
Yeah.
Which that rarely happens. I'm still resonating love,
Right.
and people will come next to me and just hang out, and they can stay all day.
Yeah.
And then you got other people that are vibrating the word hate, and it's like, ugh, which is what I call the magnet effect, right? So that being said, just like you, water is living, which is why water holds memory,
Okay.
which is why you can change and charge the body by putting one of my products next to a bottle of water, because all of the different frequencies that I've programmed into my products are now being charged into the water because the water is holding the memory of that charge.
Right. Right.
So if you have cancer and you hit the bottle of water with the cancer buster hologram, you then take it and you drink it, and then it sends those frequencies to the body, to your memory banks. You got two, This one being the more powerful one, and it just changes shit because that information is telling your brain to get to work to remove the cancer from the body.
Right.
That's literally how all my products work.
Okay.
Um, that's how they used to work anyway. Now it's just as soon as you drink, it's just going straight to it and evaporating it. Wow, out of the system. Which is why the Jedi method works because all you're doing is creating an energy field, boom, and then hitting somebody healing, a parking space, good meals. It's literally like blessings, right? You're using your own energy to send frequencies, send memory, send whatever you want to call it to change the water, change reality, blah, 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 because it's also, we're living in a energetic field. Some call it matrix, some call it simulation, blah, blah, blah. This is all natural. All of the simulation shit is being dismantled. Um, there's so many shit. There's so much shit to go. So much stuff that we still learning. People are still learning all this stuff. The cool part is, as I'm talking about all this stuff, there it is. Oh shit! Look at this. But yeah, water is definitely living, and it's one of Daddy's gifts to allow us to transfer information.
Okay. What other thing might have the same properties? Like there's plants, there's rock, like they all have a consciousness, animals, whatever.
Yeah. So shit. What in the world? This thing's about to die. Anyway, um, pretty much everything is living. Um, everything that can absorb water can do that.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why if you program a certain hologram like frequency fertilizer and you program it with a specific frequency and you feed it to a plant, that's what it's going to do.
Okay.
There's also studies where if you hit a certain animal, for instance, a chicken, and you hit the chicken's productive reproductive system with a frog frequency, constantly hitting it. When the egg comes out, you will have a frog in that egg because you just changed the molecular structure to that egg.
Okay.
And this has already been proven. Like everything that I've tell you guys and share with you guys has already been proven. Like we had the discussion the other day of the male, the male,
Brain.
the male brain being developed in a female's body. So some people are literally born that way. That's also been scientifically proven, where you have a female with a male brain. So those are what I call getting reincarnation fucked up. But yeah, we all as living entities and living beings can do that. Can hold memory. Can hold information. All of us could do it. And if you notice, we all need the water to maintain,
Right.
because the water is where you get the living stuff. Um, so yeah, it's it's cool stuff that we're all learning and we're all being a part of. And if not if, but when people fully understand what all this really is, it's just going to be more and more exciting as they learn about what they really are.
And to charge water is simple.
Very simple.
So simple. Like you
Very.
could, if you have one of the charms, you can put that in the water, or one of the products or the free hollows from the website. You don't need to spend a dime. So how beautiful is that?
Yeah, that's what makes me different. That's
Yeah.
why I change things, and
Yeah.
that's why people are loving me and becoming a Jedi, because a lot of them came to me with illnesses and sicknesses, and everybody else gave up on them. Not me. That's my job. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Here, do this, do that, do this, do that. And next thing you know, somebody that was told they were about to fucking expire is still with us come 9, 10 years later. So you can't, you got newer, not newer, but nowadays you got new people coming on board and calling me all types of names. And they don't know that we got brothers and sisters, that I got brothers and sisters that been with me for years. So you come along out of fucking left field calling me a scammer and calling me all this other shit when, we got brothers and sisters that are successfully reproducing what the fuck I taught them.
Right.
Free.
Some are alive because of you. Which we
Literally.
witnessed. Yeah.
Literally. So, and I never asked for any fucking thing. Right. I've never asked for anything. And then some of them don't even have nothing to give. So I wouldn't even feel right asking for shit.
Right. Right.
Right. Because that's not me. I wasn't built that way. I'm built to get shit done, heal the people, and have a fucking blast while I do it.
Right. Right.
So that's where we're at with that.
Well, it seems like everything is going swimmingly, as they'd say. So everything is in process. We're all happy. We should just keep healing ourselves and others. And
yeah, so the main thing to do is, like I've always been saying, help people, help yourself. Help yourself by helping people. The faster you want, if you want something fast and you don't know how it was going to come, go out and fucking help somebody.
right.
Because that person that you're getting ready to help may be the key to what you actually want or what you really want. You don't know. There's been times where I was told I was going to have certain things, and I didn't know how I was going to get it. I just had faith that I would. And then Daddy was sending me over there to West Bubblefuck, and I'm over there doing what the fuck I'm doing in West Bubblefuck, and next thing you know, the thing that I wanted, somebody over there in West Bubblefuck had the answers, and all I had to do was go help them,
Right.
without expecting anything.
Right.
I didn't expect shit. I just did what the fuck I was told to do.
Right.
I was volunteered to do the shit.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't know why we're doing something. And sometimes we get done with it and we're like, well, that was kind of a waste of time. But we don't know how it fits into the puzzle.
That's right. That's right. And that's why moving forward, my best advice is just to do what Daddy tells you to do. Get your own fucking peanut brain out of the equation.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the easiest way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No disrespect to everybody out there, but some of y'all got little peanut brains. But yeah, listening to what Daddy tells you to do. How do you listen what Daddy wants you to do? Easy. Learn the method. Use the pendulum. Check, double check. Use muscle testing. Check, double check. There's so many ways you guys can learn
Right.
all this stuff. So figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Learn the method. Teach yourself. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm teaching y'all. Then you'll be connected to Daddy in a way that he will validate everything every day, like he does for all of us here.
Right. Right. So Source Directives on YouTube is a great channel. Like you used to do videos where you'd show, remember that stretchy guy you'd bring on and you'd I forgot his name, but you would show us how to heal or whatever.
Yeah.
So some great content there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've been wanting to do some more of those videos, but I haven't really been pushed to. So
yeah.
there's like 20 something episodes there where you can just watch them and learn. You're still going to get activated,
Right.
and then it's lengthy. However, if you really want to become a Jedi and be connected to Dad and be connected to all the rest of us, there's thousands of us. Just learn the method and continue to improve and work on yourself.
Right.
So that's where you want to start, and just keep following us. Keep following us. Um, you don't have to follow us, but I mean, we're a big ass family anyway.
Right.
So why wouldn't you want to hang out with us? we're the,
Yeah, we're way bigger than you would think, and of course we're working for Team Light. We're working for the right side.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
All right. Feels like we're at a good breaking point for today.
Yep, we are. We are.
All right. And so everyone, I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you
Love you guys.
so much for everything.
Have a great day, everybody. See